Hi, welcome to Parent Alienation. It's Charlotte, Youth Unfiltered. Thank you all for being here today, and welcome to the new subscribers. I thank you all and appreciate every single one of you. If you haven't already liked and subscribed, I welcome you to do so. Let's build this community and get the word out there and spread awareness about parent alienation and the trauma and the damage it does to the young children and parents involved. Today I'm going to do a video on choices people make and how these choices affect other people, particularly the children. Now, life's full of choices. When you wake up in the morning, you have a choice to wake up happy. We have a choice to wake up grumpy. Narcissistic people seem to wake up grumpy and try to cause as much hurt and upset as they can through the day. If you're a parent of alienation and you're a victim of a narcissistic person, being denied the love and access to being involved in your children's lives, this could make you angry, could turn you into a narcissist person wanting to cause hurt that's been put onto you. But it comes down to choice. You have two choices. You could choose to be a sheep and follow and hurt people, or you could be a leader and lead by example. Lead by love, lead by nurturing, lead by caring. Unfortunately, in the world of parent alienation, the narcissistic people that have taken the children away and isolated their loving parent, be it the mother, be it the father, they don't really acknowledge or care that their decision is hurting not just the child, but the parents involved, the mother or the father. And it's a choice. These people choose to be like this. They're not forced to being a person that causes hurt. It's a choice they make themselves. It's the choice of one selfish person that affects a lot of people. It affects the child, the alienated parent, the extended family, the mama, the nana, the papa, the cousins, the aunties, the uncles, nephews, nieces. So these people aren't just hurting the woman or the man that left them. They're hurting the children and the other people involved as well. And this is a choice. They choose to do this. They don't have to do this. They don't have to isolate their children. They don't have to make up false allegations, cause lies. They don't have to inflict the trauma that they are inflicting on them. It's a choice. These people choose to behave this way. But these people also don't understand or can't comprehend when people start questioning them or people turn away from them and don't want to be their friends or anything to do with them anymore. They don't understand why their own child turns on them, because in their eyes they don't think they've done anything wrong. They think that they're entitled to do what they want to do. They're entitled to say what they want to do, make up false lies and allegations. They feel they're allowed to do that too because unfortunately the system lets them. We've spoken before about a broken system and how this system affects the children involved in parent alienation, how it affects the parents involved in this parent alienation. And it's from one parent choosing to go and cause lies, talk about lies, make up lies about the parent, about the extended families. It's a choice. It's a choice they're making to cause hurt on somebody. And they're causing a lot of hurt, not to the person that they just want to make feel bad or hurt because they've left them. As we've spoke before, a lot of these cases are due to a relationship breakdown and one person can't get over that fact. And the children become weapons in this war against children. Because these people, the only way that they can hurt these people is by making their child turn against them, or to have false allegations where authority figures have stepped in and the other parent is not allowed to be near their child, not allowed to have access to their child, not allowed to talk to their child, not allowed to know anything about their child. Why? Because of a whole pile of lies someone's told. Someone's chose to tell. And it's a choice. Relationships don't work out. We've spoke about that before. But it's not the child's fault. But the child's the one that suffers. A lot of these people that have children are not mature enough to have a child. Not mature enough to understand that what they're doing is going to cause lifelong damage to this little person that they're using as a weapon to hurt the other parent with. And it's a choice. It's a choice that these people choose to do. They choose to inflict harm. We've spoken about that before. They choose to inflict psychological damage, psychological trauma on innocent children. A lot of time these people get away with it. They get away with it because, as I've spoken in many of my stories before, my videos before, it's by a one-sided story. No one looks into it. No one questions. There's no investigation. Just words. We've spoken before about how words matter. Because words matter. They do. People say things and make up lies and speak a whole pile of bullshit. And the authorities will believe it without looking into it, without investigating. Now these children are stuck in these hands of these narcissistic people. These children hurt. These children are longing to have both parents in their life. Because these kids didn't ask to be born. And when they're born, they love both parents equally. Unless one's hurting them or harming them in any way, then naturally they're not going to want to be near them, not going to love them. But when it's done out of spite and there's no reason for them to be isolated, this has a roller coaster effect on the kids and the parents involved. We've spoken before about how many parents give up. Not just give up the fight in courts because they're not getting hurt anyway. No one listens, no one even looks into it. They take the one-sided story and they run with that, make the decisions based on that. Some of these people just don't want to be in life anymore. They give up. They give up because of a narcissistic's choice. That the narcissistic person's made a choice to spit venom and hate, make false allegations. It's a choice. These people choose to destroy other people's lives. They choose to destroy their children's life. What chance they have of happiness. Children are not property. Narcissists seem to think they are, but they're not property. They don't belong to anybody. You give birth to them, and that's a gift. You're given a gift of life. You get to shape that child. You nurture that child. You give it love and guidance through its life. not imprint false memories, not imprint abuse, not imprint trauma on that child. Kids don't ask to be born. These kids are brought into a world where even the adults don't know what they're doing. They don't know if their relationship's going to work or it's not going to work, but they'll go out and have a child. When the relationship ends, for whatever reason it ends for, one of them don't take it very well and weaponise the child as a way to hurt. And the trauma that's inflicted on these children as they grow stays with them for the rest of their lives. It affects them the rest of their life, through their growing years at school, into young adolescent years. This is where you'll start seeing the children changing, where they'll lash out and become frustrated. They'll act up. And why? Because their narcissistic mother or their narcissistic father chose to lie to them their life. Their whole life has been a lie. When you're in your teens and you make friends with other people at school and you get to go to their houses and see how other people's families interact with each other, this is where the cases can sometimes hit home for some of these children. I know myself, as I was growing up, and we've spoke before about the abuse that I had inflicted on me as a child growing up, that it changes the child. It changes the child. They get angry, they start putting things together. And they go to their friends' houses and like I said, see how other parents act and interact, because not every family has a narcissistic parent that they have to deal with. There are quite a lot of families out there that don't get into this situation. A lot of times that's because they've got to know each other before they've had the child. It's the ones that don't take the precautions, don't get to know each other before one of them fall pregnant. And then they start working out that there's little traits in these people that they didn't really see before. The controlling issues, the manipulation, the arguments when you want to go and see your parents, or the arguments you have when you want to make your own decision about something. Narcissists will argue about anything, because in their eyes they're always right. And unfortunately these kids get pushed into a corner where they can't speak their mind, can't voice their opinion about things. When they're little kids, they don't get a choice at all. They're just dragged along wherever the parents take them, and they have to cop whatever the parent's doing at the time and the mood that your parents choose to be in. Now, I know moods, you can't always choose your moods, but you can choose how you inflict that onto somebody else. As I've said before, you can wake up in a grumpy mood, and you can choose to take that out on the world. I know a few narcissists that wake up one way or another grumpy and take it out on the world. You can choose to do that. But then you're inflicting your bad mood onto the rest of the people around you. So therefore their day is just ruined as well. You've just put them into their headspace into a bad spot, because they have to walk on eggshells. You can also choose to wake up happy, because life is a blessing. Each day you wake up and you're breathing. You open your eyes and you see the world, and you take that first gasp of air in your lungs. Fresh new day. Be thankful, be happy about that. There's a lot of people that don't get to do that. A lot of people out there wake up and are facing the same circle day after day by the choices of somebody else. And that's not fair. When you choose your path in life, you can choose it in two ways, as I've said. You can choose it to go out there and spread your venom and your hate that you've had to deal with growing up at the hands of a narcissistic parent, and inflict more pain and more trauma on somebody else, and let their life be ruined like your life was ruined. Or you can choose to take the trauma and the hurt that you've been inflicted on you as a child, and you can turn that into a positive. Because it is a choice. You can take the trauma and the hurt that you've experienced and put it to good. Turn it around and put it into something good. That's what I've tried to do with my trauma and my past. I've started this channel as a way to raise awareness about just how damaging people can be to another person. And all these people have the same common thing. They all think kids forget. Kids don't remember. She was only 2 or 3. He was only 4. He won't remember getting hit. He won't remember getting hurt. No, but he'll remember being scared. Or she will remember being frightened. That sick feeling in your stomach when they walk through the door. They remember all that. And that's a choice someone else chose to inflict on that person. That wasn't a choice that person or that child's made to have someone inflict trauma onto them. But they now carry that burden of trying to go through life, trying to trust people, trying to find a partner in life. Gosh, these kids are trying to learn. They go to school, they can't focus. Like I said, they get branded as a naughty kid. Because too much is going through their mind at home. They're having to deal with a narcissistic parent that doesn't allow them to see their parent, doesn't allow to have contact with their parent. And kids love both parents. Kids love both parents. They're forced to choose. They're forced to choose by the narcissistic parent. So they get denied visits to their mother or father, whoever it happens to be. They have to sit around and listen to people spewing verbal hate and venom about their parent and how horrible they were and how they do want to be in your life. That's why they're not here and why you are left with us. And that's a choice. These parents also go to the next level of choosing to inflict physical trauma on people, on their children. Physical trauma, why? Because they spoke about their other parent. Physical trauma because they had such a good time at their other parent's place. Mental trauma because, again, they talk about their other parents, so they denied love. They denied, in some cases, food. It's all different ways that the narcissists choose to manipulate and control the child. But these narcissists choose to think these children don't remember and that these children will forget everything that's happened. You're going to have a rude wake-up because these children remember everything. I've spoken before about how narcissists like to think their children don't remember, and these children carry this with them their whole life. Some carry it into their senior years. And that's sad. That's really sad that they've spent their whole life trying to deal with the trauma someone else chose to put onto them. This shows you how selfish narcissist people can be. And it's a choice. I've had people say to me, and I've had people talk about the fact that kids that are abused usually turn out to be abusers themselves. And I've called bullshit on that before, and I'm calling bullshit on that again. Why some people go on and do what they've been shown and what they've been taught their whole life, the way they've been brought up, because that's all they know. Some people do go out and repeat that circle. But then there's other people, as myself. I broke that chain. I did not at all let anybody hurt my kids. My kids were always safe and always protected. As I've said, I probably was a bit of a helicopter parent, but I knew my kids were all right. And I was previously married before, and I had a child with that relationship because I was young. He wasn't a narcissist. He was a really lovely person, and I was dealing with a lot at the time, and found out through therapy and things like that I had got married young to escape my abusive home, which made sense. But at the time, I probably caused a lot of hurt for this young man, but we had a lovely child together. She's a beautiful girl. She saved me. She saved me. And despite our indifferences, we co-parented our little girl wonderfully. It was regular as clockwork, coming around every fortnight to see her, and I was willing for him to go, and we talked about him while she was at home with me. I don't know what happened over there, but I kept the relationship going because it was not her fault that our relationship didn't work. So I wasn't going to let her suffer for that. And we had a good relationship. Even though we weren't together, we had a really good relationship still, because we chose to co-parent together for the sake of our child. It can happen. It's a choice. It's a choice. Unfortunately, like I've said before, the people that go out and have children too early to a narcissistic person when they don't really get to know who they really are. And you've got to know the bad before you know the good, because everybody's got a bad side. Everybody's got a bad side. It's just how bad. Narcissistic people have the kind of like an extreme bad side. They take their anger and frustration and inflict that onto somebody else. And that's a choice. They choose to do that. And we've spoken before about every action has a reaction. And the reaction to these children being used as a weapon to hurt their loving mother or loving father, whoever it happens to be. These children aren't given that choice. These children have had this inflicted on them, and they've had to grow with the hostility and the drama of the parents fighting in court just to see them, having to listen to the bullshit of lies being told about the mother or the father hurting them, or denying food or abusing them in any way. And the broken court system goes along with all this. We've spoke before about the system, how it lets the children down, how they go with a one-sided story. This is a choice the courts make. This is a choice the legal system make by going with one person's story instead of listening to the whole story, finding out the facts. No one looks into the facts. We spoke before about a narcissistic father that inflicted abuse, and it was known abuse, and there was reports about the abuse onto this young girl, and he was left with the child. But he was allowed to keep the child because he promised that he wasn't going to hit the child. He promised. And the system chose to believe that. It's sad for that child. Narcissistic mother did the same thing. She said, oh, well, if the courts decide that they'll happy for him to have visits with the child, then yeah, I'll let him have visits with the child. After she just spent a whole few years choosing to lie, choosing to make up DV, domestic violence, making up sexual assault, making up stalking, pulling allegations out against family members, telling lies about family members, how no one was really involved in the children's lives when there's proof that they were actually very heavily involved in the children's lives. And then they were just ripped away from the family. This is a choice they've chose to make. This is the choice of the trauma they've inflicted on their own children that they say they care about. This is their choice. Now, I know these kids have struggled with school on the father's side, and on the narcissistic mother's side, the narcissistic father, and the narcissistic mother's side. Both these kids, or these kids that are involved, are all, not just both, there's more than one, more than two. They struggle in school. They're getting into trouble all the time because they're lashing out. They're biting other people. They're hitting other people. They've got so much frustration in them, so much confusion inside their tiny little heads. And this is the choice the mother or the fathers chose to inflict on their child. And the grandparents. There's grandparents heavily involved in their parent alienation and inflicting false memories, lies, false trauma. Telling these children that they were not loved, not cared for, that no one wanted them. That they used to get hurt and hit all the time when they went to visit their relatives, be it the grandparents, be it their aunties, uncles. Yeah, words can do a lot of damage. That's why words matter. And it's a choice. It's a choice what words come out your mouth. You get to choose that, and if you choose to lie and manipulate the system, then you're showing the world who you really are. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there today. Just wanted to do a short one about choices. Be smart. Think about what you do before you do it. Every action has a reaction. And if you have a little person that you're involved with, make your choices wise. Make your choices smart. Don't choose words or don't choose activities or ways to hurt your child by lashing out at their parent, because it's not that child's fault. Anyway, like I said, I thank you all again for being here today. If you haven't already liked and subscribed, I'd welcome you to do so. Let's keep this going. We need to spread the word. We need to keep raising awareness, keep waking people up to what they're doing. And choose wisely. Choose wisely. Anyway, I'll see you in my next one. Bye.